Hello everyone, my name is Afsal. From today, I'm going to prepare a series of tutorials on learning C# programming language. So in this first video of this series, I'm going to talk about C# language, the tools we are going to use, and then we will discuss what we are going to cover in this language. So first, let's see what we will learn. The first one is going to be introduction to the language itself. And then we will talk about required tools, installation and program communication. And then we will talk about some basic concepts like input output to the console, commenting in the language, namespace in C Sharp, data types, variables and constants. And then we will talk about types, conversion, parsing. Then we will say unary, binary and ternary operations. And then we will see conditional statements, which we also call control flow of the program. And then we will talk about loops, strings, and string functions. And then we will talk about some common mistakes as a beginner. Furthermore, we will move to the medium difficulty where we will talk about classes and constructors. Then we will talk about abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and then we will talk about abstract, final, static, partial classes, and functions in C Sharp. And then we will talk about some data structures commonly used in C Sharp. Usually these structures are arrays, lists, queues, array list, sorted list, dictionary, maps, or hash tables. And then we will talk about interfaces in C Sharp and some custom structures, and we also will talk about enums. And then we will move to the advanced level where we will talk about generic classes, generic collections, exceptions, delegates and predicates. And then we will talk about pointers and reference. And then we will talk about extension method, anonymous method, anonymous and dynamic types, nullable types, then tuple, and then value tuple, which was introduced just recently. And furthermore, in advance, we're going to talk about I/O, which are like reading and writing operations. So we are going to take files and some different streams. And then we will talk about database operations. We will take link, which is a really nice feature in C Sharp. So you can just make your life super easy by link. So you perform database operations very easily. And then we'll do some programming on image processing, some socket communication programming, some Windows Form applications. So usually when you are working with a Windows application, usually it's a Windows Form application if it has a GUI. And then we will talk about class library. Usually Windows service is kind of example for the class library. So for example, if you have a program running, you got a GUI, which is Windows Form application, but behind this application, there are so many services running, which are working in the background to do the processing of the program. So we will create a class library, and then we will move to the web application part where we will learn how to do ASP.NET application with C Sharp. We are gonna do both the conventional programming of ASP.NET, which is web form, and then we will also do some MVC using the Razor. And then we will do some APIs development. Then we will do some testing in C Sharp. Then we will take a program and then we will see how to deploy that application. So usually when you download an executable file, where when you run it and you get this program, simple, nice program running on your PC. So usually you create an exe for it and then you can just distribute it and it will run on any Windows PC. And similarly to C# application, desktop application, we are also gonna learn how to deploy an ASP.NET application. So that's enough talking, and let's just move on. So in this first tutorial, I'm gonna just show you guys how to do the simple and the most commonly used Hello World application. So for this series, we are gonna take Microsoft, we are gonna use Visual Studio. So usually you can just download it from Microsoft. If you just type Microsoft Visual Studio, and if you go to the downloads for Windows, and you will see you have three different versions, and for this series, community version is fair enough. Just go grab it and download it. It's pretty simple. Just remember to check C# option out of it, and that's it, because I already have it on my PC. I'm not gonna install it again. Just open the application. So in the beginning it's gonna take a while because it's a pretty huge application. uh, Once it's loaded, so you will see this nice GUI from this program. Just go to the file and create the new application. Click on the project. It will show you bunch of options. Don't worry about that. We're gonna cover almost all of them. But in the beginning, we are gonna work with console application. For this tutorial, we are gonna go with Hello World. So in the name, just type Hello World. Don't worry about the other options and click on OK. So again, it's gonna take a little bit to prepare the whole program and the necessary files for the project. Once it is finished with the process, it will show you with this file program.cs, and here you will have the nice namespace, and every program will more or less will use system namespace. And then we have our own namespace, hello world, and then we have a class program, and then the main entry program, which is main. So if you're coming from Java, you already know about static void main. It's kind of similar in C# as well. There is no such difference between C# and Java if you talk about the structure here. The only difference here is, like, if you want to write to the console, you have this method console.writeLine. So for the moment, we're not going to read any input, which we will do in upcoming tutorials. So for the moment, we are just going to run this application. And to run it, you can hit this button, but because we are not reading any input, so after running this console write line, is gonna just exit, but we want the program to stay a while so that we can see the output. So for that, just go to debug and press start without debugging, which is Control 5. You can alternatively press Control plus F5, or just press this button. It will build the program. It will take a little while, especially first time, and then you will see your output here. So that's pretty much it for the first tutorial. So I'm gonna see you guys in next tutorial. Till then, bye.